Okay, today we're making the most soft and moist lemon poppy seed cake. The cake layers are packed with lemon flavor with the most tender crumb and are speckled with poppy seeds throughout that just add a subtle crunch to every bite. The cake layers are filled and topped with an ultra creamy, not too sweet cream cheese frosting that just pairs perfectly with the lemon flavor. It is so good. So to start off, you want to preheat your oven to 180°C or 350°F conventional and grease two 8-inch cake tins. I use my homemade cake release to grease my tins, and then you also want to line the bottoms of the pans with parchment paper. This cake does have a slightly delicate crumb, so the parchment paper on the bottom just helps to ensure it doesn't stick. Now you just want to set your cake tins aside for now, and next we're going to sift together our dry ingredients. So I've got 240 grams or 2 cups of plain all-purpose flour, 30 grams or a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, and ½ a teaspoon of salt. Give that a good mix with a whisk and then just set it aside for now. Next, in a large bowl, you want to add in 170 grams or 3/4 cup of room temperature unsalted butter, 60 grams or a 1/4 cup of unflavored vegetable oil, I use canola oil, 300 grams or 1½ cups of white granulated sugar, and 3 tablespoons of freshly grated lemon zest. You'll need about 3 lemons for this, but I do recommend using a measuring spoon just to make sure that you have the right amount. Now when zesting the lemons, you want to make sure that you're only grating the very tops of the lemon and not going right down to the white part, because the white part is bitter and we don't want a bitter cake. Now once that's done, you want to use a hand or stand mixer on a medium-high speed and cream that for 2 minutes until it's light and fluffy. Next, you want to add in 4 large room temperature eggs one at a time on a low speed, making sure that each egg is mixed in well before adding in the next. Now once that's done, you want to add in 90 grams or a 1/3 cup of a room temperature whole milk, 115 grams or ½ a cup of room temperature unsweetened and unflavored yogurt, and 58 grams or a 1/4 cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice. You want to make sure that the lemons are at room temperature too to prevent too much curdling of the batter. And then using your mixer, mix that in on a medium speed until everything is well combined. Your batter might look a little curdled, but that's okay. Now you just want to get any of the batter off of your attachments because the rest of the mixing we're going to be doing by hand. Now next you want to add in your pre-sifted dry ingredients from earlier, and using a spatula gently fold until just combined. You don't want to overmix. So just mix until there aren't any streaks of unmixed flour and the batter is uniform. The batter should also no longer be curdled. Now once that's done, just finish off by adding in 2 tablespoons of poppy seeds, and again gently fold until just combined. You don't want to overmix. Okay, so that is our batter all done. It smells so incredibly good, and now you just want to evenly distribute this into our 2 pre-prepared cake tins. Once that's done, I like to just weigh my cake tins just to make sure that I have roughly the same amount in each cake tin. And then you just want to level out the tops, drop the cake tins lightly on the counter to remove any large air bubbles. And now these are going to go into the oven for 33 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean or with a few moist crumbs on it. So my cakes are out of the oven now. They smell so incredible. They've been cooling in the cake tins for about 20 minutes just to give them a little bit of time to firm up. And now you want to run a thin knife along the edges to release the cakes from the cake tins and turn them out onto a wire rack to completely cool. These cake layers are so incredibly soft and moist and are packed with so much lemon flavor. Now while these cakes continue to cool, we're going to go ahead and make our super delicious cream cheese frosting. So you want to start off by creaming 225 grams or 1 cup of room temperature unsalted butter just for a few minutes until it's light and fluffy. If you're using a stand mixer, then you want to do this with the paddle attachment, and you want to whip this on a medium-high speed. Next, you want to add in 375 grams or 3 cups of powdered sugar in 3 batches while mixing on a low speed, just to stop the powdered sugar from going everywhere. And you want to make sure that each batch is mixed in well before adding in the next. Now once that's done, you just want to finish off by adding in 335 grams or 1.5 cups of cold cream cheese. Remember to use a firm block type, not the spreadable type. 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla and 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. And then you just want to mix that together until just combined and everything is nice and smooth. You want to avoid over mixing because the more you mix, the softer your frosting is going to become. Now once you're done, if you find that your frosting is a bit soft, then you can add in a bit more powdered sugar. And then that is it. My super delicious cream cheese frosting is all done. This is honestly one of the best frostings you're ever going to have. So my cake layers are completely cool now. My cream cheese frosting is all ready, so we can start stacking this cake. So I'm starting off by trimming the tops of my cake layers with a serrated knife so that they're nice and flat. They're already quite flat, so I'm only trimming off a very small amount off the top. Next, I'm placing my first cake layer onto my cake stand and spreading out a generous amount of frosting on top using my offset spatula. Once that's done, my next cake layer goes on top, and then I'm spreading out more of the cream cheese frosting on the top and sides of the cake. I then like to go in with my cake scraper to smooth out the edges, and then I also use my offset spatula to bring that top lip of frosting into the middle of the cake so that I have some nice sharp edges. Now to finish off, I'm going to place my remaining frosting into a piping bag with a 1M piping tip on it, and I'm going to pipe some swirls on the top of my cake, and then I'm also going to sprinkle some extra poppy seeds on top. And then that is my gorgeous lemon poppy seed cake all done. This lemon poppy seed cake is honestly so moist with the most tender crumb. It has a slight crunch from the poppy seeds, and that cream cheese frosting just pairs so perfectly with that citrusy lemon cake. It is so good. The cake itself has such a wonderful lemon flavor to it, and as you're eating it, you kind of get those little crunchy poppy seeds. It just adds wonderful texture to the cake. And this cream cheese frosting is just so incredibly creamy and just pairs perfectly with this lemon cake. So that is it for today, guys. If you do decide to give this beautiful lemon poppy seed cake a go and you love it just as much as I do, then please do leave a review on my blog. It really helps my content out, and I absolutely love hearing from you guys. I'll see you in the next video.